Ladies and gentlemen across the galaxy, thanks for stopping by the deadliest star destroyer this galaxy's ever seen. Always great to see your lovely faces. And in the midst of all this Darth Vader rework stuff, Gary, believe it or not, there was a Jedi Legendary event that happened recently. We haven't talked much about it. We haven't made many videos about it. And to be honest, I haven't seen too many videos talking about this character in general. Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker. Darth Vader, although probably more significant in my opinion because it's more accessible for the masses, this character is a character that more people will unlock compared to Galactic Legends rank, Kyle, because the requirements are much more lenient, more so than Galactic Legends. And what I want to do today is firstly talk about his overall impact on the meta. How good is he a character overall? And I want to also show you some counters. If you come across Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker, there are some interesting counters to this character that I want to bring to your attention. And big shout out to Darth Curious for dropping him on defense. We can talk about all of that stuff today, but before we get into some gameplay, let's go ahead and roll out our sponsor. Gary, hit it!
Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to talk about a game you never, ever heard me talk about before.
Raid Shadow Legends! And what I thought we'd do today, Gary, is kind of break down some great beginner tips. If you're looking to play another great game, check out our sponsor, support the people that support our channel here. My first tip is join a clan, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to dominate your enemies, the best way to do it is with other people in the Raid Shadow Legends community. And when you join a clan, you get special chests that you can unlock for working together. Tip number 2, complete the campaign missions. These offer great rewards to help level up your champions, but it also helps you get familiarized with Raid Shadow Legends synergies and mechanics. Tip number 3, make sure you're doing the raiding part of Raid Shadow Legends by raiding the dungeons. And with these dungeons come special rewards, as these potions, for example, are incredibly important for ascending your champions. And my 4th tip, check out their chatbot that they have. It will help guide you as a new player at the beginning to help you get the best possible beginner experience that Raid Shadow Legends has to offer. And by far my biggest bonus tip for you is use the links down below in the video description to get amazing new player rewards. You'll be getting 100,000 silver and 1 free champion known as the Hex Weaver. Solid character that has massive healing capabilities. All this treasure will be waiting for you right up here, but you gotta be quick because these rewards are only available for the next 30 days. So what is Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker's overall impact on the meta? Well, let's take a little peek real quick. Usually after a major legendary event, Galactic Legends, whatever the case might be, we see a big shift in the meta report. Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker is really not showing a major shift in the meta. He's more being used for the counter meta, being used with like a Jedi Knight Revan team or a Bastila Shantan being plugged into the 5th slot to be used against counter meta. But really, Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker himself is not overtaking the meta. And I think people probably weren't expecting that because Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker is a lot more lenient to get, easier to get than the Galactic Legends, although Darth Vader is kicking some serious. But as we've seen the meta report, Darth Vader has a more meta prominence than Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker. And that's not to say he's a bad character. He's going to be good, as we're going to showcase today. But really, the full teams he creates as a lead aren't going to be as competitive compared to the Jedi Knight Luke, Darth Revan, Darth Vader leads that we see out there. So I wanted to show this first because he's really not impacting the meta much. But what we're going to show in terms of a Grand Arena sense is actually kind of interesting. Now, Darth Curious, I asked him to specifically to place this team on defense here. Right here, we have Jedi Knight Luke lead and a bunch of mishmash Jedi. A Gear 12 old Ben, a Shock T, Barriss, and Jedi Knight Anakin. What is going on with this team? Well, from my testing and from seeing a lot of teams in Grand Arena, what it seems like is if you're going to use the Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker lead, which is fantastic for a lot of your leftover Jedi out there, he is a slow character. Very, very slow. One of the slowest characters in the game. But the thing is, you want to pair him up with characters that can quickly get him to use Heroes Arise at the beginning. Because when you use Heroes Arise, Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker is granted 100% turn meter and finally takes a turn because this character is dreadfully slow. So the reason why I asked Darth Curious to drop this team on defense is because all these characters right here are characters that get a lot of passive turn meter. Shock T gets passive turn meter from heightened reflexes, gets 20% turn meter whenever Shock T or Clone Trooper ally is taking damage. So that's cool. She's a fast character on top of that already. Barriss gets even more turn meter, swift recovery. She's getting 10% turn meter for each debuff removed, and she's getting 10% turn meter whenever an ally is critically hit. Anakin, anytime someone's falling below 50% health, Anakin's gonna get an immediate bonus turn. So the point of this, the reason why I asked him to put this team down specifically, because these are firstly mostly leftover Jedi, with the exception of JKA maybe, and maybe Shock T, but these are mostly leftover Jedi for the most part. And it helps get that Heroes Arise going and get Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker moving. So first thing we're going to show is how this character actually performs. That's one of the counters we're going to show here. I'm going to throw in a typical Jedi Knight Revan team. Overall, it looks like we have better gear, better speed mods and whatnot, but watch what's going to happen. We're going to hop in here, and you're going to see the power of Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker. I think it's actually kind of interesting how this team works, because he's waiting for one of these characters to get their passives going and to take a turn. So we're going to go ahead. Let's start off by giving, let's go ahead and just give the Grandmaster's training to Yoda. You know, what I'm going to try to do is not do an AoE right now, because I don't want to feed turn meter to all these characters. Old Ben, we completely skipped over him in our initial testing overview, but really, Old Ben's going to be getting, without the Zeta, 3% turn meter anytime a Jedi or Republic ally is being hit. Look, boom. Someone used Heroes Arise. It looks like it was Barris. Barris took a turn because she got all that passive turn meter. And look, the slowest character in the game, not slowest, third or second slowest character, now is going before my Bastila Shan and my Yoda again. This is what I'm talking about. Look, we're going to do another AoE. Old Ben's getting turn meter. And look at Shocked. I don't even know if I think we use Savior right there. So this is what I'm talking about. This is not a joke of a character. He hits hard. He might be slow on paper, but if you use the right combination, he is going to kick serious butt. And JKA in a moment, I asked him to put that in because look, that bonus turn is going to absolutely wreck us. This is pretty interesting. These are mishmash Jedi. Any other lead, this would not do anything to our team. We're going to try our best to keep our team alive here. We're going to bring Yoda back from the dead, but I don't think it's going to really matter much. It's like if I hit him, we're in trouble, and I have to hit him. He's going to come back, hit me hard, but luckily we had the foresight there. Let's swap turn meter. Who's got a lot of turn meter? We have to go ahead and who's got, there we go. Get that Yoda over there. Look, he's gone now. We got to start reducing Jolie's cooldowns. We aren't putting a dent on this team with our Jedi Knight Revan. Leftover Jedi kicking our Jedi Knight Revan's butt. Pretty significant. This is not a joke of a team. Look, that Gear 12 Old Ben, he's still around. So this is what I want to start off with, showing that this character, although it's not on the meta report, he forms some pretty interesting Grand Arena territory war base teams. If you don't need any of those characters, yeah, JK might be a bit of a stretch. You might need a Padme or a Jedi Knight Revan. You can plug in another Jedi, Ezra, for example, or another Jedi that might have passive turn meter that can help the team get going. Heck, who knows? Maybe even Plo Koon feeding turn meter to the Jedi. So let's now showcase counters to this team here. It's a serious team out there. Jedi Knight Revan's going to struggle up against it, it seems like, because Luke, he's got so much protection and health. He's got one of the highest protections in the game. I already did a review last month, and I believe I said he has the highest protection in the game and like the second or third highest health. So he is a hard monster to put down. For my testing, Sith Empire seems to do all right. There was a Grand Arena I left unlisted. Some of you guys want to see it. I'll leave a link in the top right hand corner if you want to watch it. But in that unlisted Grand Arena stream, I used Darth Revan for the first time up against Jedi Knight Luke, and it worked pretty easily, especially because of the death mark, which is really helpful. And we're going to try to do this, but I don't know if my Darth Revan mods are fast enough. This shock team might be faster than my Darth Revan. Look, they're going to open up with Heroes Arise already. Yikes. Luke is already at 100% turn meter. Now, granted, I probably should have made my Darth Revan a little bit faster. So idealistically, if you have a Darth Revan with the proper speed mods, mine's 319, that Shock T is obviously way above that. You can start first, get the fear going, and hopefully call it a day. So here we go. Now we'll get the fear going. And it comes down to trying to get that death mark over on Luke. Now, keep in mind, you cannot fear Luke. So we're going to try to keep fear on everybody else. Let's see if we can try to get a death mark triggered here in a moment. Beautiful. We got the death mark triggered. But look, Anakin got his bonus turn. There's so many booby traps on this team. It's not even funny. Now, Luke is out of the picture. So this team has some interesting viability to it. So if you're looking for the counter meta, granted my Sith Marauder was Gear 12, hard to expect much out of it, but it looks like Darth Revan is going to be probably one of the most consistent ways of beating Jedi Knight Luke. And this is with mods that aren't even optimized on my Darth Revan. Obviously, I was slower than the opposing team. They got out and they get fear because they're trying to mass assist Darth Malak. So Darth Revan looks like it's going to be a pretty easy counter to your Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker teams, assuming that's going to be the lineup, which I think that is probably going to be your ideal lineup without having to pull in Yoda, Jedi Knight Revan, Gas, because those are needed for other areas of the game. Let's not win this battle because we got to make sure we don't knock them down. Now, the next team I want to showcase is Emperor Palpatine. Now, I will admit, there's sometimes a little RNG luck dancing going on because there's so much passive turn meter going on that other team that sometimes Vader might be at 100% turn meter ready to do a Calling Blade, but one of the other 100% turn meter Jedis through their passive are about to take a turn and then use Heroes Arise. There's a lot of different variants you could do with Emperor Palpatine and Darth Vader. I showed when I was swapping on my teams, there's a Darth Nihilus I had on defense. You can have Darth Nihilus and Death Trooper spot. Point being, there's so much flexibility. Really, you just want to get as much turn meter as possible. But furthermore, one of the counters to this Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker and all these mishmash Jedi with the passive turn meter is you need ability blocks and cooldown increases. You need to make sure they don't use Heroes Arise and then get Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker to burst into action with all the turn meter and start smashing you left and right. And Darth Vader has an unresistible ability block up against Jedi. Unfortunately, only an 80% chance to apply, but it will apply more often than not. And the other thing that's going to work out is cooldown increase characters, whether that be Death Trooper, Darth Nihilus, increasing their cooldowns, ability blocks to prevent them from using Heroes Arise to let Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker take his turn seems to be the key. So let's go run this battle real quick. Oh no, our opponent got knocked down, it seems like. So what I'll do here is I'll just have to play some footage that I recorded already. Unfortunately, I'm trying to do testing and people are messing it up, but we'll roll it behind us. I did some recording beforehand. I believe this had Darth Nihilus in this spot instead of Death Trooper, but point being, it is still a very good team to counter Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker. You're going to run circles around your enemies, and of course, the Merciless Massacre Zeta on Darth Vader is doing wonders in the game overall, and it's no exception with Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker. You'll be able to run circles, set up the field, but when you're doing Merciless Massacre, make sure you're trying to apply ability blocks on all the Jedi, especially Barriss, Shakti, Old Ben, because they're waiting to take a turn. They're getting angry. They're getting all the bonus turn meter, and eventually they get going if you don't ability block them. So ability block, cooldown increases, and the fear / the death mark that comes from the Darth Revan lead. Those seem to be the most consistent ways I've seen so far to counter Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker, and those are by no means difficult teams to acquire. A lot of people have Darth Revan, Emperor Palpatine, Darth Vader, and some leftover Sith and Empire. Overall, despite the rollout that the Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker event had and the tone deafness from Capcom, again, we got to try to, at least I personally, try to separate the studio from the game. From a game perspective, Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker is a pretty interesting character. I like what he has to offer, and especially for Jedi people out there, he's going to really wake up a relatively dead portion of your Jedi faction. This was just the first team that I thought would be interesting to showcase to you guys today. But overall, let me know what you guys think down below. Are you interested, impressed with Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker? I do think statistically more people will end up getting Jedi Knight Luke moving forward into the future, because it's just a lot easier, it seems like, to get Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker than all these crazy Galactic Legends and their absurd relic requirements. Not Galactic Legends in terms of viability, but a solid character as we predicted. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like if you enjoyed the video, comment down below and all your beautiful thoughts. And Gary, what do we say? Be sure to subscribe so you're not missing a thing. And I'll see all you lovely people in the next video. Gary, roll out the outro.